All right, what's going on, guys? Trev back again, here to bring you another video. This one's going to be doing another Walking Dead video for today, leading up to the series finale. In this one, we're going to give our thoughts on the renewal of a $200 million lawsuit from Robert Kirkman and EP's executive producers for The Walking Dead versus AMC. Alright dudes, so it's been a little bit since we've done a new Walking Dead video. We did have the weekend off this weekend so that everybody gets to see the series finale for the Walking Dead original TV series together. So we're not getting to see it a week early like we usually are on AMC Plus or AMC Premiere. So as such, just put the pause on it for this week kind of, and excited for this weekend coming up to get to see the series finale for The Walking Dead. Very exciting stuff. Very excited for Sunday, monumental occasion for fans of The Walking Dead that have been watching the series for the last, 12 years or so, since 2010. So very excited to see how the whole thing wraps up, and then further excited for the spin-off series after that. So this one, I'll put the link in the description. Comicbook.com has it. And so this is kind of continuing on with these lawsuits that have been going on with Walking Dead. And I think that this is probably, out of anything that's happened with Walking Dead, this has to be the thing that has hurt Walking Dead over time the most of anything. So the Walking Dead creator, Robert Kirkman and EPs, sue AMC for $200 million in latest legal skirmish. Now there was a lawsuit prior. There's been a few over time. So there was the Frank Darabont lawsuit where I think he did get $200 million from AMC. And then following with that, Kirkman and creator of The Walking Dead, Robert Kirkman, creator of The Walking Dead comic book series, and then continuing into The Walking Dead TV series with AMC. So series was developed and created by Frank Darabont, Robert Kirkman, and the other executive producers as well that were there. People like Gillian Hurd, David Alpert, and others. So they have now sued again, I think, because I thought that there was a prior lawsuit here, and I think it was thrown out wherever they had filed or whatever happened with that, without getting too into the legal, into the murky legal waters of how this whole thing kind of works. But I think they had sued before and it was somehow thrown out. But then, surprisingly, Frank Darabont won his $200 million lawsuit against AMC. For, I guess it was some kind of profit-sharing lawsuit, something to do with this, where AMC had done an imputed fee to kind of pay themselves for the show instead of the overall amount that Frank Darabont, Robert Kirkman, and the others thought that they were going to be getting. So that's what happened previously. Now this one I think is another refile or something along the lines like this, where Los Angeles Superior Court, they're putting through a filing, and it says, quote, plaintiffs are entitled to the same treatment afforded to Darabont with respect to MAGR interests. They are therefore entitled to have the same valuation applied to their MAGR interest, which collectively exceeds Darabont's and CAA's. So they're kind of, I think, refiling, I guess we could say, or pressing that again, because it was thrown out, and so they're just trying again. This one's tricky because it's been thrown out before. I think it'll probably get thrown out again. But somehow Frank Darabont's went through, and somehow he won his case. I don't know how that happened, but that's what happened. He got $200 million from AMC, I think. And so I guess the others are, trying again. Kirkman and executive producers are trying again to see what they can get. But I do think that it, with all the lawsuits and everything, it's quite unfortunate for Walking Dead, because Walking Dead became the biggest series on cable television, one of the biggest in cable television history. Up until right around season 7 or so was the biggest show on TV and everything, #1 on cable and all that. And you had, 15 million people watching. 11 million, crazy numbers like this for many, many episodes, not just for like one deal, but they were getting like 10 million plus viewers per episode. It was huge, absolutely huge in popularity. So it's unfortunate to see this kind of continue. I think it'll probably get thrown out again, but somehow Daryl was able to get his. So I don't know. The thing is like the way I'm looking at it is like AMC also, though, is not going to have unlimited funds. But I can't help but think that Kirkman, with the comic book series, the way he kind of ended it off spontaneously, even though he had said he could do like another 100 issues or something, and Charlie Adler, the artist for the Walking Dead comics, may have been able to do a bit more, but I guess he kind of wanted to wrap up. But it just makes me think that, does the lawsuit impact Kirkman's, motivation to want to do something more with Walking Dead? I think recently I saw that he did say that he might do something more with Walking Dead in comics in the future, maybe. But I think that with respect to the license, whatever he does, I think that somehow AMC is able to adapt that, or maybe it's like legally binding to where if he does something in the comic, like another comic book series for Walking Dead, uses that title, something like that, Negan Lives, anything like that, then AMC is able to kind of adapt that somehow, and maybe he either doesn't get paid for that or something, or maybe it just kind of like, because he felt like he didn't get his just due, and Frank Darabont did, that he may not be as motivated to want to make more Walking Dead stuff in the future, because it is a huge brand, it's a huge universe, a huge license, and in comic books as well too. I think it still sells pretty good. They're doing the Walking Dead Deluxe, which is just a colored version. It's just colored. It's the same thing as has already been released, but they're just coloring it this time. So I do hope that at some point in the future he decides to do something else with Walking Dead, the comics, because it's still my favorite comic book series that that's ever been released. I've never really collected. I've collected Turtles, some X-Men, Avengers, Batman, stuff like that. But Walking Dead's original straight through run as a comic is a legendary run. It's an incredible run. So it would be cool to see something in the future from it. But I can't help but think that all these lawsuits and all this stuff has to have an impact on how he's feeling with respect to creating more content for Walking Dead, be it another spin-off comic book series or Negan spin-off comics or anything of the sort like that. But the spin-off series for the Walking Dead original TV series are going to continue. Fear the Walking Dead is going to have at least a season 8, so that's going to continue for a little while longer. Maybe season 9. We'll see if it gets renewed or not. It may or may not. But it's kind of unfortunate that this whole money fight has happened with Walking Dead, and I personally can't help but think that it must, paying out $200 million to Frank Darabont and then them having to spend money to keep fighting these lawsuits to keep getting thrown out and what have you. I just think it's unfortunate, and I can't help but think that it's had a negative impact on both the Walking Dead comics and the Walking Dead TV series as a whole as a result. So anyway, continued, fighting over money. I don't know what to say. You guys can leave your comments below about this one. What do you think about, this whole thing? Is he justified? What is it? But after it's been thrown out a certain number of times, you think they'd have to let it go. But I don't know. I guess they're trying for it, see what happens. So we got basically, a few days now to the Walking Dead final episode. I'm pretty excited for it. I don't know how many videos I'm going to be making after the Walking Dead original TV series wraps up. We might do some recap videos of the series, like, recapping some of the best episodes, top 10 best episodes, stuff like that. I think makes sense. But we'll have to see from you guys how much interest there is there after the original series has ended. Do have a few questions for you guys. Analysis of a Crime with CD, says Trev. How is the show closing out in 90 minutes left? What a rush job in part 1, and the Reapers were just a filler burger. They serve zero purpose and only made up to fill in the storyline in the final season. What was the purpose of the Reapers? I see nothing that built the story line except to take up episodes, 90 minutes left, and the story needs 4 to 5 more hours. So what can we say? I mean, I guess, I think they had more ideas for things to do. I think Angela Kang and the writing team and, the development crew and everybody, I think they had more ideas of what to do with Walking Dead. And it's just that the bigwigs at AMC decided that no, we're gonna end it off. Now basically we're gonna end it off after these 8 episodes. We're extending. It feels like to me season 11 ended, and it feels like they didn't want to renew it for season 12 for whatever reason. I don't know why that is, but I feel like they didn't want to for maybe one reason or another, whatever reason that is. So they decided, okay, we'll give you 8 more episodes, wrap it up in those 8 episodes. Did they do it? They crammed it in. They're still really good episodes. They're 8 very good episodes. But it does feel a bit rushed. And because the series has been going so long and it's such an epic run, I think that no matter what they do in the final couple episodes, it's not going to probably feel epic enough considering that it's The Walking Dead. Considering it's the ending of The Walking Dead. The Walking Dead has had some absolutely incredible episodes throughout its run. Too Far Gone, No Way Out, No Sanctuary. It's had some awesome, top build cable episodes, premiere episodes and everything. So it's going to be just about impossible for them to, give it kind of like a satisfying ending for fans, I think, given that AMC just said, like, okay, you got 8 episodes, wrap it up. That should be enough to wrap it up. It's pretty tricky, right? Like, you probably want 16 episodes to wrap, but I understand what you mean. They did the Reaper stuff. They did the extended episodes. It all got screwed up because of the shutdowns, right? The shutdown year and everything. And the time, the premiere dates got all screwed up. The release dates got screwed up. And they started, they did the best they could to get it to fans as soon as possible. But, it just got all over the place. And then when you got to season 11 finishing off and everything, I think they just decided, okay, we'll extend it. And we'll give you, 24 episodes to wrap up the story throughout season 11 or the additional 8. And that should be enough time for you to wrap it up. So it is unfortunate, but I enjoyed the stuff with the Reapers. And, I kind of, 90 minutes left, one last episode to wrap it up. It does feel like they're kind of cutting it short to me. But, if you look at the pacing of season 4, for example, in The Walking Dead, or season 2, this had a way different pacing. It took its time with the story. It was able to, character focus a lot. And when they want to end, all the storyline of the comics, plus everything that's going on between the characters in the TV series version, when they want to cram that into just 8 episodes and say, okay, wrap it all up in 8, it doesn't leave a whole lot of extra time for other things like smart walkers and stuff. It is cool and everything, but it just, they didn't, I think they had enough ideas to do 16 episodes. They didn't. It's what it is. I don't know. We complain too much. Either we're complaining that there's too much filler, or we're complaining that there's not enough time. I don't know. They come up with the best ideas they can. They do what they're going to do, and it turns out how it does. But I think ultimately it was probably the network's decision to wrap this quickly and not to do a full 16 episode season 12, which I would have liked to have seen, but whatever. It's what it is. It's an expensive show to do. Also, you got to keep that in mind. So money has to play a factor. James Wickham says, so basically it's a movie. It's movie popcorn time. I will get my driftwood. Nice. So for the finale, 90-minute finale extended. Awesome. Bam Bam's Boys says, just curious, why do you think Lydia will die? Hershel's leg bite was worse and he survived. So I think she can survive and will. Just a thought. Well, I'm just basically, guessing based on what's in episode 23. Because, it seems like when you look at episode 23, it kind of feels like Judith might be killed off there and Lydia will probably survive. So I guess I'm predicting that they're going to do a switcheroo on us and they're going to have Lydia not survive and Judith actually make it. So, that's just kind of what I'm thinking. But maybe I'm totally wrong and that's not the case at all. We'll see. Judith after being shot as well, or like what you mentioned with Beth, is a good one also. It's still an epic ending for The Walking Dead. I want to be clear on that. I'm not disappointed or anything with the way they're wrapping it up. It's just that, you want to see more, but I guess that's kind of part of the, the idea that you always want to leave your audience wanting more. And you guys know for me, I love Walking Dead, so I'll always want to see more Walking Deads. So that's just going to be standard for me. Lobo N says, Judith better not die or I'll quit watching. Joke, but that would be a terrible way to end the series, and hopefully she survives. I think so. It probably would be not the best way to end the series off if Judith dies at the very end. I think she'll probably pull through, but it'll be, exciting and everything. Yeah. Triple L says, will Pamela die or get sentenced to life? That's a good question. Will they kill Pamela off, or will she get thrown in prison or something? Probably get killed off in like a zombie firefight, I think. Like maybe zombies will get her, or she'll get hurt in a firefight and then zombies will get her, something like that. I think that'll probably be what happens, but we'll see. Again, I'm just guessing based on the way the story is going. So let me know what you guys think, guys. Let's get excited. This weekend, final episode for Walking Dead. Very exciting stuff. Thank you guys for watching over the years and everything. Let me know what you think about all the money fighting and stuff. I don't know. It's like Walking Dead's wrapping up. It's cool. Really, I don't know, but it's what it is, I guess. So leave your comments below, and I'll see you guys again soon for the final review and the final videos on the final episode, the series finale for The Walking Dead. As always, this is Trev. I'm saying peace later, guys. See you soon.